Hello everyone! Patch 26.6 just dropped. You can go and play it right now. And with it, we have so many heroes and minion pool changes for Battlegrounds. So let's dive right into them. Carry Hero Power has been reworked. There is a whole bunch of text, but basically this hero is still complete garbage. Although if you are a Cariel enjoyer, then I guess there is more flavor to it. Dancing Daryl. Passive. When you buy a minion, give it a +1/+1 hat that passes to a friendly minion when sold. So Daryl got quite a bit better. Now instead of dancing on the shop, you are dancing on your home board. We'll have to see if this is gonna bring it back to seeing competitive plays. Although much more interesting than before for sure. Deathwing, All Will Burn. Passive, start of combat, give all minions +2 attack permanently. So they completely massacred my boy. Deathwing is no longer Deathwing, it's a new hero. And honestly, I don't know if it's better or worse than it was before. To be honest, it seems kinda better, although it lost all the flavor. Now you're basically just gonna have a bunch of attack on your board for free. At the same time, you're buffing your opponent's board, but that doesn't really matter because you're only facing one opponent at a time. So yeah, I think this new Deathwing is gonna be better than before in terms of power level, although the flavor has been completely thrown out the window. I guess it's still a symmetrical effect, but yeah. Cool hero nonetheless. Death Speaker Blackthorn. 1 gold, get 2 blood gems, twice per turn. I don't know what's going on here, but this hero was okay and it's now unplayable. Drexar. Passive Avenge 2, give your minions +1 attack permanently. So they finally did it. We had Vandar with Avenge 2 and now Drexar is also Avenge 2. Buffing attack is honestly better than buffing health in the later stages of the game, while buffing health in case of Vandar is better early on. I think Drexar is gonna be a decent hero now, although similarly to Vandar is not gonna be game breaking or anything like that. Edwin Van Cleef. For 1 gold, you give a minion +1/+1, upgrades after you buy 4 minions. We don't know what upgrades means. I'm assuming it means it gets +1/+1. Either way, this hero doesn't seem very good at all. Probably a little bit better than before, but yeah, nothing special over here. Illidan Stormrage, Wingman. Passive, start of combat. Your left and rightmost minion gain +2/+1 and attack immediately. So basically now you get +1 health as well. Alright, whatever. Ini Stormcoil, MacGyver. Passive, after 10 friendly minions die, get a random mech. So Ini is finally getting buffed. When this hero got released, it used to give you a random mech after 9 friendly minions died. And back then, it was the best hero in the game. You have to keep in mind that Ini came out during buddy meta. The buddy was super broken and it used to be tier 2 at the time. Then it got nerfed to 12 minions and it was not so good. Although even with the 12 friendly minion requirements, Ini was still an okay hero. I would say like slightly below average. Now that it's going up to 10 friendly minion die, it's probably gonna be a pretty solid hero choice. King Mukla now has a passive hero power. At the start of your turn, get 2 bananas and give everyone else 1. So yeah, Mukla is really good. You no longer have to pay for your bananas, you just get them passively. Curtius Ash Fallen. Passive, once per turn, after you buy 4 minions, discover a plain copy of one of them. So Curtius also got completely reworked. It used to have like 3 hero powers in one, and it's now just a single new hero power. Now this hero power is pretty damn good if you can actually manage to activate it. The issue though is that it's gonna take a while for this to get going. So even though the hero power is very cool and very powerful if you manage to get it to work, at first glance it feels like it's gonna be a little bit too slow. Especially considering the fact that they are buffing so many tempo heroes, and like the tempo of the game is gonna go up insanely. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing right now. It helps me out a lot to keep growing the channel and making more content for you guys. Now moving on. We have Onyxia Broodmother. Passive, Avenge 3, summon a 3/1 whelp, it attacks immediately. So this is going from Avenge 4 down to Avenge 3. And even though it doesn't look like much, I feel like Onyxia is gonna be a real deal. Especially in Avenge comps or Fell Stomper comps. Because the huge deal about one Avenge is that your first Avenge is gonna cost you 3, but then you summon a minion, which means that once you proc it the first time, all the other Avenge procs are basically like Avenge 2. And Avenge 2, it's really easy to activate. So yeah, Onyxia is gonna be very strong in Avenge composition like Fell Stomper, Crocolisk, or any other minion that cares about you summoning more minions on your board. Overlord Sarfang, 1 gold, give a minion in the tavern +2/+1, doubles every 3 turns. So this looks quite a bit better than the old version of the hero, although the old version was unplayable, and even though this is better, if you take something that's unplayable and you make it just a little bit better, it's probably still just gonna be unplayable. Queen Ashara, passive. When your warband reaches 25 total attack, begin your Naga conquest. If I remember correctly, this used to be reaches 30, right? So now it's 25, that's a huge deal. That's so much better than before. Even though Naga are not the greatest right now, I feel like this is gonna be a very solid hero. Being able to lean into the deep blue strategy by discovering a new piece every turn seems pretty strong. Queen Wogtaggle. Passive, start of combat, give a friendly minion of each type stats equal to their tavern tiers. So this used to be restricted to only 3 friendly minions, and now it can go up to every minion. I know that there aren't many Queen Wogtaggles enjoyers out there, but I used to play this hero even in the current patch, and the hero was just solid. It was okay, average, maybe even slightly above average. And now it's just better, question mark? To be honest, this looks more like a quality of life change than anything else, because most of the times you only had 3 or maybe 4 different tribes on your board anyway. But a nice change nonetheless. Rakanishu. For 1 gold, you give a minion stats equal to your tavern tier. It is a little bit better than the old version, unless if you discover a 6-drop that you really want to buff while you're still on tier 5. But yeah, the hero doesn't seem too crazy. As you guys probably know by now, I'm not a huge fan of spending 1 gold just to gain a little bit of stats. Not too big of a fan of this change, but the hero is better overall. Tamsin Roem. For 0 gold, at the start of combat, you destroy your lowest health minion and give it stats to your other minions. The same as the Wogtaggle change. Instead of buffing a few handful of minions, you now buff all of them. So all you Tamsin enjoyers out there you go, you got a buff. Tavish Stormpact, Deadeye. For 0 gold, you take aim. At the start of combat, you deal 2 damage to your target, and it doubles every 3 turns. So this used to deal 1 damage and then get +1 after each turn, I believe. So now it is way better, because not only you start at 2 damage, but then you also keep doubling all the time. Personally, I've been playing this hero plenty of times in this patch already, and the hero was fine, just like Wogtaggle. Average, if not slightly above average. And now the hero got massively buffed. So yeah, this hero is just gonna be a little better than it was before. Great change for me personally. We have the great Aka Samsarak also getting buffed. Snake Trap and Avenge have been removed, and those were 2 of the very worst secrets you could get. They basically didn't do anything. Instead, we are getting Reckoning and Magic Black Soulstone. So let's see, what are these? Reckoning, Secret. After an enemy minion deals 3 or more damage, destroy it. So for example, having a selfless hero with this is pretty good, right? Because your selfless hero attacks, it dies, you get a shield, and then this secret procs and kills the minion. So you could also look at this as like, give your first minion poison if you attack first. Or give your taunt minion poison if they attack first. Okay, then this secret looks a little bit better. It's kind of like turn a minion into a Leroy, if you may. So you want to try to have a small taunt when you're playing with this secret, like with this new version of Aga Zamzarak. Where in the past, you will try to have a big taunt so you could get splitting image and double it up. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. Obviously, if you attack first, then you can just put something small on position 1, like a Selfless or even a Radio Star in the mid game, and then you just get free value. So, pretty good secret overall. Doesn't seem too bad. And then we also got the Magic Black Soulstone secret. After your last minion dies, summon 2 random demons. So this is basically the Diablo spell. And honestly, it seems pretty solid. So one of the main issues that I have with Aga Zamzarak nowadays is that I don't usually want to play Rafam Curve with him. Because when you do that, most of your opponents are just going to level on turn 2. And then if you don't get exactly Ice Block or Competitive Spirit, you are most of the time just going to waste your 1 gold, because you're going to pick a crappy secret that's probably going to proc on a fight that you were going to win anyway. And then you wasted your value. Now you add another option to bank value if you feel like you are strong enough to win the current fight, which is very nice. Moving on, we have armor updates. All the heroes that got buffed lost a little bit of armor. And then minion updates. We got a new tier 2 beast, Hungry Snapjaw. I like this guy, looks kinda cool. It's a 4/2 beast. After you summon a beast, gain +1 health permanently. And when it's golden, you gain +2 health permanently. So this card is basically like Xylobon on tier 2. Cogwork Copter. Tier 2 mech, 2/1 Divine Shield, so it's basically a pop bot. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, give a minion in your hand +1/+1. So basically you have pop bot on tier 2, but you are increasing your synergies in combination with Murlocs and stuff that cares about your hand getting buffed. It's also a buff to failing. You can now buff your minions more consistently. Seems like an okay card. And here we have the big boy. Anoyo Troop, tier 5, 3/6. Taunt, Divine Shield, Death Rattle, summon 3 1/2 mechs with Taunt and Divine Shield. Oh boy. I don't know about this card. It seems extremely toxic, although we have the Cinderace, so you can silence it maybe. Very dangerous card. We'll have to see how it plays out. And minion pool updates. The following minions have been removed from the minion pool. Ikimp, Papbot, Metal Tooth Leaper, Budding Green Thumb. So these don't matter that much. Patient Scout. Okay, that's a huge, insane deal. Patient Scout was one of the most impactful cards in the game, and it's now getting removed. Leapfrogger. My boy has been massacred. They got rid of my frog. It was bad, man. And frog was also probably the only way to counter mechs. Sometimes, if the mech player didn't play around it. And now it got removed. Gem Smuggler. This is the 3/4 Quillbore on tier 4 that casts a gem on all of your other Quillbores. So they are trying to nerf Quillbores a little bit. Faceless Disciple. Finally, the card had no business being in the game. Although it's also a nerf for Bran Bronzebeard, the hero, not the card. Treasure Seeker Elise. So Elise is also getting removed. Another one of the most important cards in the game. Dr. Boombox getting removed. Scene Runner Blanchy getting removed. This is the horse. Finally, they are getting rid of the horse, which is a big nerf to Monkey Comp. Like it's an insane nerf to Monkey Comp. It's also a huge nerf to Basgil and Scarfin, especially Scarfin. But Basgil is still gonna be a good card, just in a different way. Omega Buster getting removed and Kangor's Apprentice as well. So no more Death Rattle shenanigans. It's worth noting that Mako is still in the game. With Goldring gone, Buster gone, and now also Frog being gone. And Boombox as well. Like, are they seriously just keeping Mako so that we can abuse Gems and Rylax? I don't get it. Why are they not getting rid of Mako as well? But anyway. The following minions have been returned to the minion pool. Imprisoner. So this is taking the place of Ikimp, and honestly it's just a better minion. It's a 2/2 taunt that when it dies it summons a 1/1 demon. Annoyotron. It's a 1/2 Divine Shield minion with taunt. Iriel. That's a tier 2 minion. It's a 1/5, and when it attacks it buffs all your tribes. It's like a menagerie buff. And then Spawn of N'Zoth. I guess that's the synergy for Mako. It's a 2/2 minion on tier 2, and when it dies, it buffs all your board +1/+1. Gem Splitter is back. This used to be a menace back in its time. Briny Bootlegger, it's also back. That's a tier 3 4/4 pirate that gives you a coin at the end of your turn if you have another pirate on your board, I think. Hiraji Harbinger is also back. Witchwing Next Matron is back. Champion of Ishaj is also back. It's another taunt-based minion, so they're bringing back taunt comp. Baby Crush is back. It's a 5-drop 6/6 beast that whenever it attacks, it summons an 8/8 beast that's attacking instead. Cyber Drake is also back. And Greasebot. We lost the Death Rattle mech archetype, and we're gaining back the Divine Shield archetype. Interesting. We're also getting Taunt archetype, which I don't think is gonna matter too much, and some Avenge. But for that, we lost Patient Scout and Elise, which is... it's rough. Losing both of them at the same time as well. Okay, Minions update. So yeah, we have Annoyotron, which is basically a 1-drop, 1/2 Divine Shield Taunt. It's the new Puppbot. Champion of Ishaj, tier 4, it's a 3/3. Whenever a friendly Taunt minion is attacked, gain +1/+2 permanently. Oh, okay. So this used to only gain +1/+1. It's now +1/+2. So I guess it could be good. Murazon is getting changed. Old version, 5/5 Battlecry, get a plain copy of a minion from your last opponent warband. That's the same, it seems. Gold version, 10/10 Battlecry, get a plain copy of a minion from your last opponent warband twice. Oh, okay, so they're changing the golden version. No more getting golden cards out of Murazon when you triple it. You just get 2 cards. And then Greasebot, it's the tier 6 version with Divine Shield. Oh boy. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, give it +2/+2 permanently. It's a 1/4. Alright, back at it again. I believe this is like the 6th or 7th version of Greasebot that we've had in the game. Like, they keep trying to make this work while not breaking the game. But yeah, the last time this thing was legal in this form with Divine Shield on a 6-drop that buffs your other shields, this card was turbo broken. Although we don't have Mekrill anymore, so you can't ping-pong to infinity. So maybe it's gonna be fine. At the same time though, right now mechs are by far the best tribe in the game, and I believe this is the last one of the changes, so it looks like all the crappy mechs got deleted and they just started a bunch of new broken mech cards. So even if Greasebot ends up being tolerable in this form, mechs are just gonna be ridiculous, man. Like, what are they doing? Another news, quests are returning to Battlegrounds on July 11th. Quests are gonna be back, so basically in 2 weeks. So they're giving us a 2-week time to get used to these new changes, and then they're gonna bring back the quest. They also have a few updates to quests and rewards this time around. I'm looking forward for that. So watch for more details coming soon. Nice, nice, nice. Sounds good. We also have a new bartender. Finally, a female bartender has been introduced. You know, a human female bartender, I should say. That's something that some people on Twitter have been asking for a long time, so they finally get it. I'm happy for them. And it's also epic bartender. As you can see, it's like moving a little bit. Scrolling down, we can also see some bug fixes. Basegil can no longer summon Ambassador Phalin's locked minions. Makes sense, because Basegil was pretty fucking bullshit on Phalin, if I'm gonna be honest, with all the end buff mechanics going on. I'm glad this is getting changed. Maybe Phalin could use some extra armor with this change. Fixed a bug where Ambassador Phalin's locked minion could be made playable when becoming goldenized by Upbeat Impressionist, which I believe is the pirate Upbeat card, the 5-drop that makes a pirate golden in your hand. I didn't know about this bug, but I guess. And then fixed a bug where Golden Octosari will not trigger correctly with Tidus River there. Once again, I haven't experienced this one, but nice to see that they're fixing stuff. Fixed a bug where Velestraz, Alexstrasza's buddy, did not always give you a dragon of your tavern tier. And then fixed a bug where all type minions added to Cookie the Cook spot could result in no type minions being offered in the Discover options. So yeah, this should be it for the Battlegrounds changes in this patch. Hope the new patch is gonna be fun. I also hope they're gonna do something about our mech overlord pretty soon, or sooner rather than later. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!